just eat real food, right? Just eat real food, because right now we're in this place where everything is packaged and there's long shelf lives. On the most basic core, a lot of people will start losing weight already if they just started eating real food, what grows from the earth and what is alive, right? And eating it as fresh as possible.
I,
But
I heard a
yeah,
tip once that
yeah.
uh, anytime you go to eat or go to buy groceries, you should ask yourself, could my ancestors have eaten this? And if the
Mm,
answer is no, then you don't eat it. So something like, oh, there's craft dinner. And then you're like, wait, could great, 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 great grandpa Martin have eaten
yeah.
craft dinner? No. Okay, well, you can't have it. And if you think back, like, could they have had a salad, with some carrots and whatever? Yes. Okay, well, I can eat that. I've heard that as advice. So
Yeah,
you
that's
keep
great
going. It just
advice.
it just triggered that for me when you were
That's
talking.
that's exactly it, and you literally just piggyback off my point. That's beautifully said about, what would our ancestors eat, being hunter gatherers in a sense, right? Of just eating what nature provided by the season. And that's another important point as well too. And I was talking about the intuitive nature and flexibility that we should have, is that I find, especially if you're not as active during this time. And for example, being here in Ontario in winter, do you see pineapples and mangoes growing everywhere? You know what I mean? Right. But we obviously are in this place where just because we have access, it doesn't mean we should consume it. Access does not mean consumption. Right. So for one, if you're not moving as much, of course, if you're eating tons of sugar and you're loading your body with tons of carbohydrates, and you're not moving, that's a perfect recipe for weight gain, right? So that in its simple nature, of course, being mindful of how much are we consuming, because even with the nutrition fads and stuff like that, there's all these smoothie bowls and all these like smoothie bowls, or pretty much smoothies in general, and people are like going vegan, vegetarian, blah blah blah, etc. But they're just still loading their body with bunch of sugars, and also even the gluten-free craze, or all these things that are healthier, which are advertised to you as a new health product. They're still kind of taking that junk food and making a healthier version, but you're still loading crappy oils and sugar rich foods and stuff like that. So when you get back to just eating real foods, that can change everything. And then I think an important part as well too is with all these lockdowns and stuff like that, is to spend as much time in nature. We if we're not connected as with people as much physically, just try to get as out in nature as much as possible. It doesn't matter how cold it is. Maybe if you were here in Ontario, add some extra layers and get out there and leave without your cell phone, right? No electronics, just be with nature, enjoy what it feels like to have that quietude, to just calm and relax things down, because right now everyone is getting stressed the hell out. TV, the news, and the endless articles are causing and instilling so much fear into people that that's raising their stress levels and their cortisol levels alone, which also keep people in a fat storage place. And then also because of that, you're also going to be craving a lot more sugar, sweets, and are going to want to eat more frequently. So managing our stress levels is going to be important, just as important as well too. Because, and I've shared this with you, Joel. Typically, especially if you're storing a lot of weight, especially around like the abdomen area, that's a strong sign of high cortisol levels that are flowing through your body as well. So I would say that's probably one of the best parts. And then if you're really struggling more than anything, because obviously you've tried different diets and stuff like that, be to stay open. There's no one right, wrong, or one right solution. There's paleo, there's keto, there's vegan, vegetarian, low carb, high carb. You have to learn what's right for your physiology. So it's really a trial and error. But get out of the mind and come back into the body, because the results speak.